Welcome back, everyone, to another Rip Roaring edition of Coffee with Spects, featuring BrycethePrince.
Hey, guys.
And on this episode, I don't know why we're previewing the episode. Do we even know what we're doing? It's Mario Day, and the Mario streamer's not streaming, so he's sacrilegious.
Well, I'm the Mario streamer?
I don't know.
I think I've streamed Mario all of 2 times.
You're the one who told me it was, like, you should have recorded or went live today playing Mario.
I know. And, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm trying to talk you into after this to
Mario
do
Kart.
like a short stream or something of Mario Kart. Just getting on like we.
I'm not against it.
Like,
I mean, we played.
Well, getting on like we are, like me and you, just like hanging out and playing, not making it like a, hey everybody, I'm streaming. Just being like, yeah, we're streaming, or I'm streaming, but
yeah,
we're just playing games. There's not,
can't be worse than last week.
Yeah, well, yeah, we wouldn't be playing Mario Kart 64, so the mechanics would at least work properly. And well, so what was funny about that was, as I was preparing that, thinking if we do that tonight, I was people were talking. I did after our Mario Kart stream last week. I jumped in. There was a guy we had rated him. And he had like a whole Mario Kart community night thing going, and so I joined in on that, and everybody's talking about, on the it was on the 8th, there's more tracks coming out and
yeah, I saw that, and I was like,
I looked that up, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to make sure I get that, and I was like, my game probably needs to download an update. But
we have to do it separately.
No, well, so I looked it up. So I must have a long time ago done that, because like when the first wave came out, because I looked it up. I already had all the tracks were ready to go.
Oh, there you go.
I was just kind of like, wow, that happened without me thinking about it, sort of. I mean, like, that's how a lot of these things seem to happen. Like, you yesterday told me, new Hogwarts, there's a small Hogwarts Legacy update. Well, it wasn't small. It was what, like almost 2 gigs.
It wasn't too big.
Yeah, no. But when I say small, usually you'd think like a 325 megabyte patch sort of thing. It's
not like
1.8 megabyte or 1.8 gigabyte sort of thing.
Anything smaller than COD updates that are like 100 gigs.
Yeah. I hate it when I have a game and I'm like, okay, I've cleared out all this space to play this big game, and then all of a sudden it's like, and let's double the size of your COD files. And it's like, I don't have room for this.
Can we not COD?
So, anyways, it's just kind of funny how that goes. But no, yeah. So getting a little bit more into the stream. We did we talked about how we were going to do it, and then we did our Terraria stream again last week, and we'll do it again tomorrow. But as of this recording tomorrow, but we'll have done it as of 2 days ago when this is posted. But no, yeah, I felt like the second time we did Terraria, there was a lot more like, hey, we're actually starting to do stuff, and then had that guy from Turkey show up in my chat, and then he followed me, and I was like, after that night, I was like, yeah, streaming's not all that bad. So
okay,
for just a moment, I felt good about streaming at least. So, and then tonight, I messaged you and was like, I don't know if I want to stream tonight. I'm tired.
No, I get it. You don't have to tell me this.
But no, yeah. So it's just funny how that kind of happens. But I mean, and I think it was like I was telling you last week. Like that's what I mean, that was even before I started like my own streaming. That was always something I enjoyed doing, was like hopping on those few times I hopped on. I think we played Rocket League.
Let's play Rocket League
like a year or 2 ago.
We could play Rocket League tonight instead.
We could do both.
Oh.
We could start with some Mario Kart and then hop on over to Rocket League. And
yeah, you know, it's nice when I got a controller that's wireless now for my computer, and I don't have to. I don't.
You're like, I want to make use of this controller.
You know what I want? Oh God, you know how nice it is because my old Xbox controller was like the port was getting loose, so things didn't stay in. Like how nice it is now to where I can just be like this and I can do like lean back and play like do this.
I wish that I could go to. I wish that I could go and do like a replay of your of I think it was shortly after we started doing this podcast together. I think it was a few weeks in. I at one point mentioned like, oh, I always have to change the batteries on this.
Oh, thanks for reminding me that, by the way.
You were like, get a cable for your computer, and you like mocked me for not wanting to like get a cable, and I told you like, well, the problem is like the cable I kind of would have needed would be ruined by my
No, I got what you're saying. Yeah, no, I gotcha.
So it was just funny. It's funny to think back on that, and then you're like, now like, wow, wireless. Now, what I did do, and if you're ever like feel like you're running through too many batteries, there is batteries you can buy on Amazon.
I'm literally,
I tell you about this recently, or
no, you told me like about it. And I'm like, oh crap, I need to get these stupid batteries.
Yeah, little packs like this. And anytime my controller just dies, I have the pack right here. It's just out of sight on my desk, and I just literally pop out my battery, pop in the new battery. You know, I'll be in the middle of Rocket League, and all of a sudden my battery dies, and I'm just like, 30 seconds wasted, but it's fine. I'm back in.
Which ones do you have? I'm just looking right now. Oh shoot.
Let me see. Amazon. Not a sponsor. That's a good question. It's this one, I think. Let me just go back through my orders really quick. But yeah, no, it's great because it, like, you know, it helps you.
Yeah, no.
It helps you, you know, just not have to constantly buy AA batteries, sort of thing. Because that's what I was doing. Orders of 2022. Okay, did this around that point. Man, it's so difficult going through all the. Okay, here it is. Yeah, they're only $23. Bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. That's the product page.
Nice. Yeah.
And I'd say they last probably a couple days, and then they have like solid gaming, and then they start to die. But it's fine because, you know, you just kind of rotate them out.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But how are things over at Spects Gaming?
Moving.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 weeks before all hell breaks loose. So.
Oh yeah, let's kind of combine this into you tweeted this out, the show MLB The Show 23.
The show and MLB and Resident Evil 4 come out.
Resident Evil 4 come
out the same day. I think MLB The Show 23's like early access. Early access is the 24th. So the 23rd at 9 p.m. for me. So Thursday. Wait, would it be Thursday night at 9? Yeah, so Thursday night at 9 it releases, and then Resident Evil will drop. I think if it has a midnight release, would drop the 22nd at 9 p.m. for me.
Okay, so how do you decide what to play first?
It would probably be the show because then I can because the more content I can knock out for that, then I can come back to Resident Evil. But this probably would be the thing off the rip, I'm guessing. But we'll see. We'll see how things ebb and flow.
Is there one that you're more excited for than the other?
Well, one makes me money, so
okay. But in terms of just games, in terms of like, wow, I'm so excited for this game. Which one makes you more excited?
Probably the show, because it's usually like, because that's where like that game will carry me till October. Like Resident Evil, I'm excited for Resident Evil, but like it with Resident Evil 4 is like worst comes to worst, if I don't play that game right at launch day, like no one's gonna, it doesn't matter, because I can knock that game out in a weekend if I really put myself to it. It's like Resident Evil 4 Resident Evil 4 15 and a half hours, so I can knock it out in 2 weekends if I really wanted to. I mean, hell, I can knock it out in one playthrough if I really, really want to. But we'll see. I don't know. I could beat it over the course of a few days. It kind of matters. It really depends on how I want my content schedule to be. If I want it to be for the show, like a lot on the front end, or do I scatter it? Who knows? We'll figure it out as it comes along. But
that's gonna be your live streams for a while, I'm guessing, once that comes out.
The show?
Yeah. Or does that become your YouTube videos? Or yes. Neither? Or both?
Probably both. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know your content strategy.
I don't have one. I really
Neither
don't know.
do I. Why, like the other day I was like, hey, I'm just gonna start playing some Valheim because I like Valheim and I kind of want to play through some of it, and it would be just fun to have it be like
if I had to guess, it would probably be more YouTube content, at least for a good portion. Probably the first couple months, and then once, because I don't like going in online play until I get like a decent like diamond team going. And considering I'll probably be free to play again this year, it'll probably take me a couple minutes. Or not, I don't know. Maybe I throw money at it. Who knows? To a certain degree. But we'll kind of see how things go. Well, it's not going to be like last year, so maybe I can grind my way through it, but
yeah.
It's just a matter of how long the grinding takes.
Is there anything, I think we kind of already talked about this, but is there anything in terms of the content that you're excited for in terms of like new features on the game?
There's some stuff in franchise that I think's gonna make things interesting, but they still have a long way to go for that. I guess the less wait for players to come out, but where you're not going to see like backloaded content this year, which I guess is nice compared to like what it used to be, where it's like you're waiting till October for certain guys to come out instead of now you're getting like day one. There's a 99 Ricky Henderson available, so it we'll see. It's going to be a lot of like ebb and flow sort of situation, but we'll see. Getting it on a PS5 and stuff, we'll see.
Sounds like fun. It's funny, I saw a PS5 at Walmart the other day for like $600 or whatever, and I was like, yeah, if only I had the money for that kind of thing. Then I'd have all the games I ever want to play.
It's really what it's all about. The amount of games you can get for $600 and then like $16, like $30 a month. You know?
Yeah, Sony does not make things cheap, do they?
No, I'm saying that's gold Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
That's Xbox Ultimate and PlayStation, like the middle PlayStation one.
No, so yeah, I guess that doesn't really, I guess, take us to our next topic, but E3, we kind of talked about this a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so. But E3 seems to definitely be dead. Xbox has confirmed that they will not be there.
Woo.
Do you have any thoughts?
No, we talked about this before. No, it means nothing. It just means that they realize. See, this is the one thing with COVID that people forget is COVID made a lot of companies realize how little they need outside influencing to do things. How they can do everything in-house. It's sort of like the joke where, like, I mean, you're in the industry, like how many producers and cameramen got laid off because they realized, hey, wait a minute, we don't need this. We don't need this guy. We can have them do it with a foot pedal. So I guess video game companies realize the same thing. If we don't need to send people to LA, we could do it here for a lot cheaper and just edit it ourselves, and we can release it whenever. So it's not really that surprising, but it means more like indie studios go to E3, which is whatever. So
yeah, it's definitely a sign of the times, a mark of where the industry has gone to now. So.
But I mean, it's one that it's not that surprising.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's been barreling this way for as if you were to kind of show a curve, an exponential curve of what do you call it? The internet gaining more and more traction in terms of like households. You'd also show traction in terms of, or you'd also show a pattern of companies doing more and more things online versus doing things in person.
Well, it's not even that. It's just, is there any actual, is the hype still there for, like, I don't know, for instance, I'm pulling my Switch out, like if they're like Switch Pro or Switch 2 coming out at some point, like, does that hype still matter if they come out on stage and they're like, here's like, the new Switch, and it's like, a different Switch console, like, is that hype still there, like, for it, or are we just sort of like, oh, like, are we more like, my OMG, then Nintendo Treehouse?
I think for our generation, when we were 18, it would have been.
I guess to a certain degree.
The upcoming generation is more and more being brought up just strictly on the internet. And so seeing these things on the internet is just as exciting for them as it would be to go in person and be like, oh my gosh, and oh wow.
Yeah.
It's like either way, it results in the same thing.
There's still hype around it.
6 months I can buy this thing.
I guess it's just different.
1 year or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we keep hearing rumors that there's going to be a Switch Pro or Switch 2 coming soon. So we'll probably know in a couple months anyway. But E3 is not the same as it once was. That's unfortunate or fortunate. That's up for you.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew Xbox wouldn't be there, but it's almost kind of a sign, like, even Xbox isn't there. And I mean, that's also partially due to, I think even Xbox is kind of just like, yeah, we're just doing a lot of our focus is on PC now. So
yeah.
So
which is even different. It's like, what would you like a PC? I know they're like PC game, but it's like, do we really want to be like Nvidia going, here's our new our new graphics card, the RTX 420. Maybe you'll get one.
Actually line up for that, yeah.
No, I know. Man. I mean, Switch. They like I said, they are talking about a Switch Pro with Pokemon DLCs and stuff, which I will buy. I'll buy them both.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get more into the modern Pokemon stuff. I actually watched. We talked about. I don't remember if we talked about this in stream or if I think we talked about this on the podcast last week. We talked about MatPat and game theory, and I watched one of there's this theory rolling around that the new main character of the Pokemon series could be Ash's daughter.
Yeah, didn't I say that like when we were talking about the original reveal? Are they actually?
Maybe we did.
Is that gaining traction?
Well, so he went to talk about it, and the guy who does the what's it called?
Mm-hmm.
Who does game theory? Matt Pat,
yeah.
And it's just super funny because he went through a whole bunch of like stuff to forget who he said would be the mother. But the whole thing was, I was like, man, there's so much Pokemon content out there where like I used to love Pokemon. I think part of the problem for me was like once it got past like the Johto set of Pokemon, I was like, okay, there's just too many Pokemon to care about now. Like the whole thing in the first game, in the first generation games, was gotta catch them all. Now it's like, no, you're not catching them all, not unless you devote hundreds of thousands of hours to, okay, maybe not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds and thousands of hours to a game that, you know, will be outdated by the time you finish it.
When is his last episode? March 24th. Ooh. Wow, his last episode is in 2 weeks.
Oh, Ashes?
Yeah, it says when is the final episode? The final title is Rainbow and the Pokemon Master, and a synopsis shared through Japanese TV guide includes description of the new episodes in the coming months. Says Ash will reunite with Gary after returning to his home in Palatown. The two will discuss his journey and if he feels like he's a Pokemon Master after his championship run earlier. When Ash and Pikachu return to Palatown, they unite with Gary, who asks the question, how much closer are you becoming a Pokemon Master now that you're a champion? Becoming a Pokemon Master has been Ash's dream ever since he started off on his journey. Ash will be able to answer the question, and then so over the 25 years. And then in America, latter half of 23. So we'll get to see it like a dub version, it looks like, in the next couple weeks, which is probably how most people are going to watch this. So in 2 weeks, we'll see what happens. So we'll see. And then I guess I don't know when the...
How do you think Ash will answer that question?
Well, I mean, they never necessarily described what a Pokemon Master was anyway. So it sort of seemed like, I guess the original idea was like it was a title you could get, and then they switched it to champion. So I guess argumentatively, I would say he probably got it, because it's like what's left, like a Tournament of Champions sort of thing. But
yeah,
I think it's really up to him.
Or do you think Ash might go with, I've learned that you're never truly a Pokemon Master because there's always something to learn.
It might be that. I don't think
Pokemon will always teach you.
But I don't think that'll be necessarily his answer. I think it'll be more of like I think I've done all I can do. Because he, as weird as it sounds, is depending on how like they age this, is like realistically by this point, he's been living basically on the road for years at this point. Like realistically, the kid should be what, 15, 16, maybe 17, 8. Like he's basically at like least. If he was like, if they were doing like any sort of aging up of him, like he's like going on 20 realistically. So like at some point it's got to be like he's got to be like, I want to just go back home. Maybe like eventually, like you got to think the traveling just wears on you. And then we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're going to time skip or something, because I don't necessarily see them. I'd be intrigued if they flat out wrote him off and didn't tie it in to the new characters and then see what happens and then go from there. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's Ash and Serena. I think I said last time, I don't think it's Ash and Serena. I don't see it. I really do think it'll end up being like Ash and Misty, more than likely. It just seems to fit. I know everyone like clamors for Serena, but I don't particularly see it.
Let's see. Who was the one he settled on?
That he settled on? He didn't settle on anyone.
No. I'm saying Matt Pat does.
Oh.
He settled on. He settled. Well, ultimately, he said
He probably settled on
ends up
Serena because
saying-
he's late, because it's lazy, and he's lazy.
Well, he
Spence is
ultimately
killing
settles on she's not his daughter.
Or that.
And that
Or
every
that.
theory of it's the Thunderstone is from Ash from when the one he was trying, or the one he gave to
Yeah.
Pikachu, or he was gonna, or he tried multiple times to give to Pikachu.
Or that, like, that could be it too.
Team Rocket sold the Thunderstone.
I mean, it could be that too. It's just somebody completely new. It's nothing to deal with Ash or anything. Ash at this point's just doing Ash things, and this person's doing their thing. And what references are in there, like the hair
His
clip.
whole thing-
The hair clip is
his
like
whole-
is just an homage to like the old OC or the old MC.
His whole reasoning was Ash has brown eyes, and so it would be difficult for his daughter to have
You don't know how genetics work, do you, Matt
blue
Pat?
eyes.
You don't know how genetics work, do you, Matt
brown
Pat?
eyes are almost completely dominant over blue eyes. He was right about that, but it could be possible that. Oh, the one he did settle on, if it is anybody, is Ash and Dawn.
Because the hair. Because the hair's blue.
Hair.
The hair's blue, yeah.
Except I'm like sitting here like, did Matt Pat forget that girls can and do dye their hair?
I guess. But it's
and
also
anime.
okay.
one of Missy's sisters
Dyed her
also
hair blue.
has blue hair. No, she has blue hair. So, and if you're assuming like blue is a natural hair color in the Pokemon world, then Missy's sister has blue hair, meaning she also has the recessive gene for blue hair. It's like, could be anybody. I'm rooting for Misty if it is going to be anybody.
So the question with the eye color with the blue eyes versus brown eyes, according to All About Vision, the Fertility Institute, which offers for services in New York, California, whatever, Utah. Here are the following odds for eye color, for a baby's eye color, based on the parent's eye color. Due to round Dane, percentages don't always add up to 100%. One parent with brown eyes and one parent with blue eyes. 50% chance of the baby's eyes being brown. 50% chance of the baby's eyes being blue. 0% chance of green eyes. So really, it's a coin toss. It's not really no aggregate there. And interestingly enough, if both parents have brown eyes, there's a 75% chance the baby has brown eyes, 18% chance the baby has green, and 6.3% chance the baby has blue. The only time where it looks like there is a distinct 99% chance of one eye color is when both parents have blue eyes.
Ooh, so Matt Pat has been defeated by Spects Gaming TV. But that's just a theory. A Spects theory.
No, that's science. That's legitimately science.
That's just science. A Spects science. Or real science.
That's real science. It literally said 50-50. There is no I'm making that stat up. It's not an alternative fact. It's literally what the data says.
I'm just trying to mock Matt Pat because you don't like Matt Pat and you would be proud of me for mocking him.
I'm not going to say anything. Oh, man. Oh, boy. He doesn't love a good genealogy lesson.
All right, so moving on. We got news in the past, week and a half or so.
Pac-12's
probably right around the time we were recording last week.
Dying.
KSL here in Utah reported that the Big 12 is talking to the Four Corner schools: Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. Which is funny because we call those the Four Corner schools, but what about New Mexico?
I think they're trying to just be like the four left.
Creative.
The four left.
The four ones that would actually get an invitation. Yeah, because New Mexico State aren't getting an invitation anytime soon.
Nah. Unfortunately,
sorry, Aggies and Lobos, but you guys aren't getting an invitation anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. What was it? What was the actual report? They're in the Big 12 re-engage talks with Utah and other Pac-12 schools, and I guess you said it was just the Four Corner schools.
That's the ones that seem to be indicated, and it makes sense because geographically,
yeah,
but those are the schools that would fit.
Yeah, and like it's like I'm gonna read my exact tweet. Lamau, the Pac-12 is dead.
Lamau.
Because it is at this point, it's legitimately dead. Is there like it's dying? It's a dying breed. It's dead. It's DOA.
It depends. I did see someone, a Ute fan, suggest, well, what if the ACC came in and offered some of the better schools a invite? Would that be better?
No. Well, for what?
And it would be, but like
it would be better. It would be better because it would bolster the ACC South. The ACC South is a joke, but the Coastal's a joke of a conference.
But my guess is it's not going to be that. It's going to be Clemson going to the
Clemson to the SEC.
SEC. I mean, it's not going to be Auburn or SEC, or sorry, the ACC getting a bunch of teams to come there.
Yeah, no, they'll leave unless they. It's not unlikely, but it's hard when. That's the one thing, like with USC being where they're gonna go is like that's rough. Like cross country, right? Cross country stuff's difficult, especially like if it's going east. Like that's difficult. So.
Yep.
Whatever.
I agree. No, so it seems like the Pac-12 is definitely just kaput.
Unless I've been saying like they go to Amazon or YouTube, and I don't think I think that's out of the question. I know there were reports that like Ion wanted to get it, which is even funnier. That Ion wants in it.
Me because I work for a Scripps news station, and Ion's owned by Scripps.
At this point,
I mean, Scripps is trying. They're trying real hard because they got their Scripps Sports going.
Yeah, you're saying Scripps Sports. I know you were saying they were in on. I think you DM'd me and said you've heard they're in on like with Bally's.
That's not like insider information. That's public information.
With Bally's dying, like they kind of want to get on
it.
It.
Our leadership did tweet. This when I say our leadership, Scripps leadership did tweet. Hey, yeah, we're with Bally dying. We're looking into every avenue, sort of thing. And it's like
I don't even. At this point, it
seems like the timing of everything. They're like, yeah, we're trying to.
I have a haunting suspicion that baseball's just gonna let it die and not re-sign it with another RSN. I think they'll just back out, and they'll back out, and you'll see. Like it'll be, I think blackouts will be lifted, and they'll just be like, purchase it either on MLB.TV or they'll have, maybe they'll have their own deal for RSN and just put like their stuff up somewhere instead of like RSN. It's just like MLB Hub or something.
Honestly, anything's better than Bally.
Yeah, so like MLB could easily be like, hey, we'll do MLB like out here. It'll be like for the Angels to be like, hey, we'll do MLB West, and it's like the Angels get their own network or their own channel essentially for free through the league, and they kind of like how the Dodgers do, like they get that, like they get like. Angels get their own network operated by MLB. and it's just an alternative for Angels content.
Sure.
And every team who's like Bally gets that. I guess would be the likely route. Which is fine. Which is fine by me, because like just between you, me, and the floorboards, MLB season tickets not exactly like overly priced, in my opinion, for what you're getting. Plus, I
get it through T-Mobile, so
yeah. I mean, it's only like $150 for the whole season, so it's less than like $1 a game. Plus, you get all the minor league games, or some of them, so you get like terrible webcam quality minor league baseball games.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun, right?
Yeah, but the like I said, Pac-12 is definitely dying unless they decide to go streaming somewhere. I don't see that happening, so I guess Pac-12 football on Ion, baby. That no one's gonna be able to. That no one's gonna be able to find that station.
Hey, I know where it is in Utah.
It's just a bummer that like I'm more bummed that like Fox doesn't pick them up, but I get it. Then again, it's the same issue they're gonna run into with ESPN, where, well, I guess they could do like Big Noon. It could still be like the same thing and just be like they get the Big Ten game at 10, and then the big Pac-12 game at 3. I guess maybe that could work. But I don't think Fox even wants to deal with it at this point.
Yeah,
but Bally sucks. Let Bally go under. That score bug. That score bug belongs in hell. You know what's funny?
Next little bit of.
Go ahead.
Can
I? I want to rant. It's not a rant. I just find this freaking hilarious. So that because baseball has the pitch clock. That's how lazy Bally is. They can't redo their score bug to put in the clock, so it's now awkward. If you watched any Angel games, like since like the spring training games, you know how funny it is that they can't put the clock anywhere. They can't shrink their ticker at like 2 inches, so they put it on top, and it looks just out of place.
Yeah.
It's just out of place. I'm like, you guys are that lazy. Jesus Christ. You guys do not care at this point, do you?
At this point, I don't think they have money to spend on the redesign.
I can do the redesign for you. I have a bottom line.
Yeah, well. They're basically bankrupt, so I don't know that they have any money to spend.
They don't have one guy in graphics anymore. They just have Ted.
You said their producer running things, probably.
It's just one poor guy
Didn't we? Who was the guy?
It's just one poor guy named Ted.
There was an Angels player that they displayed his pitching stats, but he was a fielder. Like he was in the on deck circle, and they displayed his pitching stats.
Oh, that's
they were
good.
Like he was 0-0 with a 0.00 ERA.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's great. I
was like, what the heck are you guys doing, Bally? Like, they're like, yeah, we just don't care.
We don't give a flying rip anymore.
I mean, technically the stats are correct.
It's not right, though.
Well, good on them.
Big deal. They're technically correct. Shut up. Think anyone cares?
Before we get too much into baseball,
third worst team in the NBA.
The Rodgers to the Jets is looking like a possibility. Do you think Rodgers agrees to that?
Does he want to be with Neil Hackett again, or whatever his name is?
I don't know. All I know is the Packers gave Rodgers permission to go to the Jets and basically try to negotiate some stuff. And
if he wants
the reports since then have been that the Jets are.
Well, if that happens, it makes things very interesting for someone like Zach Wilson, because like
I mean that's the best case scenario for Zach Wilson.
Because here's the funny part is because Carolina moved up to number 1, the Colts are in a funky spot now. And what I mean by a funky spot is I said to Tim earlier today, I said, hey, Caleb Williams to the Colts looks like a really good idea right now. If you don't want to get Richardson, if they don't want Richardson, but hot take. I think Carolina moved up for Richardson. I don't think they're going after Stroud because Frank Wright doesn't really do well with mobile quarterbacks. He does really, really well with like Phillip Rivers like guys, and CJ Stroud is not a Phillip Rivers guy. It's gonna be a lot of RPO, so I don't see the Shroud thing going on. I feel a like different guy at number 1, but I could also probably be incredibly wrong.
Sure. But no, yeah, it'd be quite a shakeup, and honestly, like the Jets have enough weapons, and Rodgers has played behind enough bad O lines in his career that I could see it working out okay for the Jets to have a guy who can move the football down the field.
It just depends on what the Jets would want in return. If they're going to be like, we want to get all the we want to get the resources back we gave the Packers. So like, would you trade fourth round the 4th pick for Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, I get that.
No,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I get
because then if that's the case, like I said, I'd much rather be like, let's fix the O line with that draft pick, tank next year, and get Wilson and get Caleb Williams over number 1 overall. We just wait a year, big whoop.
Yeah, you never purchased the extended warranty. Dude.
I mean, that does sound like probably the best case scenario for a lot of these teams.
No, because the whole thing is, it's like, do you trust Will? I think Will is kind of. It really depends on how the draft shakes out. Like I said, everyone tends to think now they want Shroud or Young, and I'm like, I don't see that being Frank Wright's thing. He kind of likes the guys to sit in the pocket, and I think like Anthony Richardson fits that mold more. Because I said before, I think someone's going to move up for him because they think he's the hot commodity at the combine. So realistically, I think you'll see Richardson 1, Young 2. Who the hell knows what the Cardinals are going to do? And like the Colts get Stroud.
Stop throwing bombs.
Yeah.
Lakers, dude, the Lakers. On
that
streak?
would probably be the best way to go.
Yeah.
So to be fair, Anthony Davis is pretty nuts. I'm happy for you guys.
So who knows?
But and then the injury bug has hit the NBA. We got KD out for a month. It almost looks like. Got LeBron out for at least another couple weeks.
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo went down. I mean, this is kind of a wild time. And then John Morant being out for his
whole 2 games. Yeah.
Gun mishap. It's affecting everything. It's all of a sudden the Lakers are like, hey, we're just gonna kind of
have a shot here.
Roll into the playoffs, like
just because Jokic is white.
LeBron who?
But no, I mean, yeah, look at the Lakers. I mean, I forget what the record has been since
I love JJ Redick.
Since the trade went down. Let me look it up.
I have grown to love JJ Redick, and now he's one of my favorite sports people. Because
all I know is the Clippers aren't playing well.
Calling out the bullshit, and I love it. Don't talk ill of him.
Sorry, I'm just looking this up. Hold on.
Jokic's brother on Perkins. Oh yeah, that's true. I guess we gotta be careful.
I totally went to pull up my app and I went to MLB instead of
nice.
I'm exhausted.
NBA. No, let's see. So the Lakers.
I've always I've gotten to the point, and I've mentioned this, where I'm like, ew, gross, like first take and like shit like that. I'm like,
where did?
But now I'm like, should we just start over?
Keep looking.
Well, you might be.
Okay, sorry. The Lakers. So they started off with that win over the Warriors post getting the trade done, and then they beat the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Lost to the Grizzlies.
At least if
And
there are
then,
good ones. Basically,
sorry, they beat the
ESPN, like,
Thunder,
sometimes Fox
lost to the
shows them.
Timberwolves,
Mhm.
beat the Warriors, and beat the Grizzlies.
Not a bad run.
So they're looking pretty good. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley have like
So, yeah,
all of a sudden
I know,
their
I know.
defensive efficiency went from one of the bottom of the league to one of the top of the league
Yeah.
to like the top of the league since that trade went down.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, so Lakers for the 2023 finals? I'm just kidding. Probably not. Probably the Nuggets is probably my vote. But
Yeah, I think the Nuggets are the favorite. I think the Nuggets win the whole thing.
I'd actually be kind of excited for the Nuggets just for one season, and then I could go back to hating them on the regular.
Yeah. Oh man.
So we've got Spects, the sports writer, in the house.
Yeah, I know. I write sports articles.
How has that whole new experience been for you?
I just write hot takes. It seems like. No, I like it. I'm gonna try to write a little bit more with the World Baseball Classic going on, but it's good enough. For me, both articles doing well. So we'll see what happens going forward. I wanted to get one up today and I didn't. I was just too lazy.
I get that.
But with the classic going on, I'm probably gonna get one up. Hopefully, Monday into Tuesday this week, and then I don't know. What are we at total? I'm actually curious. Dude, I think like I almost had a like top article. I probably am gonna have a top article for the month, so kudos to everyone checking it out, and I haven't even put it on Twitter or anything. So if you want to read it,
I put it on my story on Instagram both times.
I saw that.
And I read it both times.
There you go. I think my editor hates me though.
I'm trying to be supportive.
My editor hates me, but it's fine.
He's like, oh, this kid thinks he's so good.
No, I think what he does, I think he's mainly there to check my SEO and stuff and make sure that's all right, and not actually like making sure the articles sound, which is fine. Like I can do that, but not an issue. I just have to just slow down a little bit more. That's not an issue.
Sure.
Not an issue.
Speaking of spring training and World Baseball Classic, any takeaways or any things about the World Baseball Classic you've been thinking about?
Otani's really good. I got up at
Breaking news, everyone.
I got up at 2 a.m. to watch his first start of the year, or his first start, and he was hitting 99-100. So it looks like he's ready. He's hitting. So watch out watch out American League. He's gonna be rip roaring ready to go. They're really good. There've been some upsets, like Korea's I think 0-2, which isn't good for them. They lost to the Czech Republic yesterday being Thursday. But when this goes up, the U.S. will have played Mexico and Great Britain. I expect them to win both those games, especially Great Britain. Mexico might be an issue, but they should be 2-0 going into their latter half of their games against Canada.
How far do you think Team USA makes it this year?
They should get to the semifinals. It's just a matter of where things get really interesting is they're going to have to play Venezuela or the Dominican Republic. And those are loaded teams. And the real question going into the World Baseball Classic for the United States is their pitching. So if the question is, can the pitching hold some of these heavy hitting lineups like Venezuela and the Dominican Republic? So we'll see, but I think they'll go far.
I mean, that's the hope, right?
Yeah. So I guess it's a matter of, can the pitching keep the offenses at bay so that their offense can carry them to a win.
I mean, if you had to pitch to everybody I don't mean pitch like baseball pitching. I'm talking about like an elevator pitch type thing. To everybody who's listening to this podcast, all 5 of them.
Okay.
But to everybody listening to this podcast and who have listened this far into the podcast, what is your pitch to get them to watch the World Baseball Classic that tends to go way under the radar most times?
You like the World Cup, right? Like here would be my selling point if this elevator pitch is that energy you get from the World Cup. As someone who's been to the World Baseball Classic, its inaugural season, that energy you get from a World Cup game is in a baseball game. Fans are wild. The energy's electric. If you haven't watched it, and I know it's kind of weird, if you didn't watch the U.S. play this weekend, please, I implore you, watch them the next time they play. The atmosphere is electric. If you want to see crazy, hyped up baseball, watch the Latin guys. Watch those Latin teams play, man. Watch Korea. Watch Japan. That energy, you feel it, and it legitimately makes baseball fun. Those stadiums are jam-packed out for the most part. Like, it's fun to see it on a national stage. So if you like stuff like the World Cup, these world events, you're gonna like this. So I implore you this weekend, if you got nothing better to do, or if you didn't watch it, watch it. I think they play like Tuesday or Wednesday. Watch them on Tuesday. And just feel the energy you're going to feel. Like I said, at least watch some of these Latin things. Like, these games are insane. I promise you they're fun.
My last question about all this, and then we can probably wrap this up.
Okay.
Is, do you think the world, it's just something that I've been wondering about. I don't know if there's studies or articles or anything on this. Do you think the World Baseball Classic has an overall positive or negative effect on players getting ready for the season?
Positive.
Like, in terms of
positive.
Is the risk of injury too great there, and that's why too many players don't play? Or
I think players don't play because someone was talking about this earlier. Is I think the big thing for pitchers who are like all in pitchers who throw like really really hard are probably going to be a problem. Just because, like, for them they might want to ease it in a little bit more. But for hitters, I don't like. Their issues are the same as like spring training. Like a ball that just gets away and hits them, like, would cause injury. But like all that stuff could happen in a spring training game. But yeah, I think you kind of saw it where it's like sometimes the pitchers just are the ones that have the problems because they have to like make sure their program's gonna be different because they have to go from like working on things to like going for it, going game speed, which is kind of hard. I thought you were saying, like, is it overall good for the game? Yeah, it's overall great for the game.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah, it's just something I was thinking about. Like, there's a lot of these extra games where like people talk about them and they're like, well, you're getting players injured and this and that, and in a lot of sports.
They just say that. Like, I don't think baseball you have that problem. It's not like, I mean, the basketball is the same thing. Like, you get freak injuries every so often, but like those are gonna happen. Like,
no, yeah,
for every like those like injuries, like Paul George's injury, like those happen. Like, those are freak things where it's like it doesn't happen as often as you think.
Yeah,
but.
No, anyways, yeah. Sorry.
Anywho.
I think it's definitely interesting and worth watching. So,
yeah, go watch. There's games tonight. I'm gonna watch Italy probably tonight.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a hoot.
Yeah,
a hoot and a half.
Well, you're steering this thing. Do you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't, unless you want to. Is there anything you wanted to go?
No, I don't have anything to rampage on. Although right now we are currently under an hour for our.
I know. Look at us keeping it a little bit under an hour. Look at us.
No, it's just like we said in the past couple weeks. It's
low.
We're in kind of that lull for sports, and then that lull for all things to talk about, and even if I wanted to come up with a segment like the pick'em we had for the NFL season. There's nothing going on right now to really do pick'ems for. Like,
I mean, I guess
like NBA games,
well,
but
at least,
like it doesn't really work as easily.
At least going into next week, we have Selection Sunday. Selection Sunday, so next week we have the tournament, so that'll probably keep going on.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, March Madness. How did we miss March Madness?
Because it seems
How
like
did we miss March
so
Madness?
March Madness starts, and we're both at work, so we're probably gonna be able to. Well, maybe I can watch it at my desk.
I'll probably catch certain games here and there as much as I can.
Yeah.
No. March Madness is always a fun time of year. It's what's interesting for me as a BYU fan coming into this next year is BYU's going into the Big 12 this next year, and like we talk a lot about the football aspect of it, but the basketball aspect is going to be wild because BYU compared to all of these Big 12 teams is like a little tiny fish, and the Big 12 basketball teams, like especially the ones that they're adding, are sharks. Because you've already got Kansas, you're going to add Houston to that. You've got UCF usually has a pretty good team. Cincinnati fields good teams a lot of the time. A lot of those teams in the Big 12, it's a good basketball conference. In fact, with these additions, it could be pretty much one of the best basketball conferences in the country. So it's interesting to think about, and it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how BYU adjusts to that kind of, like football. I think they could make the adjustment slightly quicker, but basketball is going to be a slog.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. And like I said, that starts on, I think. Oh wait, no. So like the play-in games are like the 14th, I think. So wait.
So we'll have a lot to discuss next.
Yeah. So next Tuesday is like the play-in games, and I think the tourney starts on the 16th, and then we have the jam-packed weekend.
And maybe what we'll do is I'll have Spects and I will fill out a
bracket between.
We'll fill out brackets between us. We won't necessarily, and maybe we'll go through like the games individually and just quickly go like, boom, boom, who you got? Boom, boom, who you got? I mean, and we're not just gonna do that to fill content, but because then we can set in stone our picks and see who wins. And then we should also see if our fantasy football group of guys wants to do a bracket.
Yeah.
Challenge of sorts or whatever. Anyways. Oh, that's fun. I like this time of year. It's funny because like BYU's never gonna do anything in basketball, come the March Madness time, but it's always fun for me to watch anyways, because it's just like you never know what kind of chaos is gonna happen, and I embrace chaos in all its forms.
Yeah. Yep, that's what it is. So, anything else you want to add before we call it a day?
No, that's it.
Nice.
That is it. We'll have a lot more next week, I think. So
yeah, a nice, short, quick, and easy episode. I like it. All right. All that being said, check out Bryce's streams throughout the week. He streams like Tuesday, Wednesdays, and sometimes Fridays and Saturdays. I stream right now Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Check us out. Check out both our YouTube channels. We'll have content going up daily, and not daily, but between
weekly, maybe
weekly-ish. Go check out the content and all that stuff. Until next week, when we get a little bit excited, have a good one. Enjoy the World Based Classic. Enjoy the end of your regional tournaments, and we'll see you guys all next Monday. Bye.
See you guys.